recruiting wise, are you guys pleased with where you're at right now?
Yeah, we can't comment on specifics,
Sure.
but I think we're very happy with where we're at right now in recruiting.
Did you feel like some of the off-season stuff would affect you guys? It doesn't seem like it has. I've talked to some guys that's, and talked to Kirk that said, yeah, maybe early on, but it didn't seem to last long.
No, it didn't, and I think it's a credit to our coaches and the high school kids believing in our program. Our current kids on our team right now have done a great job selling the program, and I think our staff and Coach Ferentz have done a tremendous job in their efforts in recruiting. If we would have kind of put a half-hearted effort out as a staff, I don't think we would have had the success that we've had so far. Now, it's got to carry out through the season, and as we always talk about, right now we're at the beginning of the marathon. We got a long ways to go in recruiting.
Seems like there's more guys nowadays that decommit. How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare? Like you think you've got a position filled, and then a guy decommits. Can you prepare for that?
Well, we're recruiting our committed guys as hard as we are recruiting guys that haven't committed to us yet. And that's really the only thing you can do. Part of it, and we try to be as proactive with it as we possibly can. Making sure those guys have done as much research as they possibly can. There are some other programs that have already had some decommitments, that they're forcing those kids' hands and doing all that, and they haven't given the kid a chance to research anyplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously the kid's going to have some questions in his mind, and so we try to let them go through the process, make sure they do hit a couple schools if possible, so they do have some background, understand what they're looking for in a program, and then when they make that decision, hopefully it's the right one. Now, we've had some decommitments last year. You do whatever you can, it's going to happen. I mean, it's kind of the way society is right now. There aren't a lot of people behind those kids saying, hey, make sure you know what you're doing so that when you do make a commitment, that's your word and it means something. So, I think we got some good kids in right now. I think they have that kind of background. We're hoping. I think it's going to be a pretty good class in that respect.
See, you've gotten some of the older coaches on Facebook now. Kirk even talked about it in Chicago. I was surprised last week. You guys got to do that stuff now, don't you?
It was actually the older coach that got us. Ken was the one that started it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the one. I'm a little bit nervous about putting myself out there, and so I kind of was hesitant in going about doing the Facebook, but it really hasn't been that bad. It's funny, kind of the people that in your background that have kind of popped up and stuff like that you haven't heard about. And I think there's some people that collect friends on that thing. But, it's actually a pretty good way to communicate with the kids. We found that they may be, they may not even open our handwritten notes as much anymore. They may not open our emails, but they do read the messages that you send them on Facebook. So, that's the way of the world and how it's going. So we got to keep up with it. If you don't want to be a coach, in college at least, you probably shouldn't be doing that Facebook stuff.
Have you noticed yourself becoming more well-known, I guess, around the community and whatnot and online? Like when you have people following your tweets or reading your Facebooks and hearing, there's a new member of the family, I think is the way you put it.
Yeah, that's really not why I do it. So I don't really pay attention to that. I mean, it's strictly to get that information out there, try to generate excitement for our program. So that's really the main purpose, and I haven't paid any attention to the after effects, community-wise.